More warships to the Strait of Hormuz. Not American, but European and Asian warships. This is President Trump's ask, his demand from NATO allies like the United Kingdom and France, and from partners in Asia like Japan and South Korea, and even from China to keep oil flowing through the strait. But it has been crickets from some and a hard pass from others. Here in the UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the country is looking at options, but will not follow the US to be drawn into the wider war, that he takes seriously the lives of British service members, and politically, Starmer's approval numbers here are so low that a decision to follow Trump, like the UK did back in the Iraq War in 2003, could be a step towards political suicide. In the Asia-Pacific, Japan and Australia have weighed in and said no too. Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi said Japan, in fact, can't send naval ships and pointed to the pacifist constitution that its leaders had to sign after it lost World War II. But she does meet Trump later this week at the White House, so there is at least a chance of some different messaging after that happens. With Australia, the government of Prime Minister Anthony Albanese actually hadn't even been asked to send warships, but a cabinet minister said it is not something that they're going to even get involved in, basically preempting the White House. And then there's China. This is an important one because China has so far been quiet and has only called for an end to the war. President Trump has suggested he could postpone or even call off his visit to China to meet President Xi Jinping, which is supposed to happen at the end of this month. But White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt has since said that their meeting is not in jeopardy, and China's foreign ministry on the other side said that the two sides are still talking. But notably, China and Iran are right now in talks for Chinese ships to sail through the Strait of Hormuz. So if that happens, then it is less reason for Beijing to entertain whatever Trump wants. But the pressure is there for governments, especially Asian governments, to at least consider Trump's ask because it's China, India, Japan, and South Korea that rely the most on the oil coming out of the Strait of Hormuz. Beijing is the biggest importer in the ballpark of around 40%, India by some estimates at around 15%, Japan and South Korea at around 10% or so. Oil that goes to the US, on the other hand, is only in the single digits because of domestic US production. So President Trump wants countries that need that oil out of the Strait of Hormuz to do more to protect and to get that oil.